The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting at Western Illinois University.
Western Illinois observed veterans this morning in honor of Veterans Day. Stay tuned for all the activities that took place. And today's temperatures fell quite a bit from yesterday's warm weather. NEWS3's Matt Kablusik will tell us what's in store for the week in his full weather forecast. And the ballots for the midterm elections were cast a week ago, and a state treasurer still has not been named. We have more on the story. All that and more right now.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. NEWS3 starts now.
Matthew Workett, Army, Afghanistan War, fallen soldier. Albert Cameron, Army, World War II. Scott Harris, Marines. Kenny.
Veterans and service members are being honored today in the national roll call. NEWS3 members joined in the call to honor those soldiers and veterans. Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. I'm Drew Hoffman.
And I'm Franny Smith. November 10th began Veterans Appreciation Week here at WIU. This afternoon, volunteers toughed it out, even with bitter cold winds, to pay their respects to those fallen soldiers and those who are still serving. Some participants became emotional as they read names of loved ones, friends, and soldiers that have lost their lives. Western Illinois honored veterans this morning with the flag ceremony at the Sherman Hall Auditorium. WIU Veterans Club President Lucas Smith spoke about how veterans need continued assistance after their service.
The public likes to label us heroes, but that doesn't mean that heroes don't need help.
The WIU Color Guard presented the colors, and speeches were given by University President Jack Thomas and SGA President Michael Quigley. WIU alumni who served in the military were present to hear taps played in a moment of silence. People of Macomb were urged by Thomas to wear yellow in support of military veterans everywhere. Military Appreciation Week continues celebrating armed forces members with personal stories of combat and peace on Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. in the University Art Gallery. On Thursday, we will close out with an Ask a Vet panel discussion in the Multicultural Center from 9 to 10 a.m.
In campaign 2014 coverage, it's been a full week now since ballots were cast for the midterm elections, but a new state treasurer has still not been named. Illinois House Republican Tom Cross and Illinois State Senate Democrat Mike Frerichs are separated by less than 400 votes. Reports from IllinoisElectionData.com show most of the ballots left to count are from Cook County. Official totals must be submitted by next Tuesday. And as for now, the Illinois Election Handbook says that a candidate can call for a recount if they trail their opponent by less than 5% of the votes. But the Illinois court system can also order a recount. In news out of McDonough County, a liquor license proposal is on hold for a new restaurant in Macomb. At last week's city council meeting, the aldermen were to vote on the proposal, but it was tabled for 2 weeks. Mayor Mike Inman said the outskirts wanted their 5th Ward alderman Clay Hinderleiter present when the discussion and final action was in order. The liquor license proposal was tabled until next Monday. And moving to weather, temperatures took quite the plunge overnight from highs in the mid-60s to highs now in the 30s. We're experiencing freezing temperatures and gusts up to 20 miles per hour. NEWS3's Matt Kablusik is here to tell us more in his first forecast. Matt?
Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday our high was 69, which is pretty high for this time of year. But today we're really sticking around 32, 33 maybe. That's what we're sitting at right here. That's pretty much what we've been sitting at all day long with this overcast skies we're experiencing right now, with winds coming out of the northwest at a very strong 21 miles per hour. And if we look at our surface map, this is really the cold front that came through overnight, just squeezing just a little bit of moisture out of the air. It did rain just a little bit, just a little trickle at about 7 o'clock this morning. That earlier this week we were expecting that could possibly be snowfall, but we didn't get quite that cold, and it was just a little bit of rain at about 7 o'clock this morning. Here's the good news, that we will be dealing with consistent temperatures, although they will be in the 30s for the rest of the week. And we do have a possibility of snowfall later this week. Stay tuned for my full weather forecast to find out when. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. The Illinois State Police and Department of Natural Resources has announced the date for its annual Open Range program. The program is offered to promote hunting safety by giving hunters access to the ranges to properly sight their shotguns. Firearms experts will be there to do a check and make sure the use of the shotguns is appropriate. The ranges will be open this Saturday, November 15th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Anyone interested in visiting the ranges before Saturday can make reservations with the Illinois State Police. Participants must have a valid FOID card and provide their own ammunition. Admission is free and targets will be provided. Illinois State Police plan to beef up patrol as Thanksgiving approaches. Captain Robert Elliott says he plans to have his District 14 troopers emphasize enforcing speeding and seatbelt laws starting next Monday. IDOT's Division of Transportation Safety is funding this increase in patrolling.
Occupant restraint enforcement patrols were out in McDonough County on Halloween weekend, and the results of the effort are in. On October 31st, ISP issued 18 seatbelt violations, 0 child restraint citations, 31 total citations, and 25 warnings. Most motorists know safety belts save lives, but they ignore their safety by not using them. The purpose of OREP is to reinforce the occupant protection message by targeting those who ignore the law. This project was funded through the Department of Transportation. WIU seems to be having a problem with students vandalizing property around campus. On November 7th, there were reports of graffiti painted on campus sidewalks with damage estimated around $250. Later that day, there was another report that glass was broken on the bus stop of Charles and Adams. According to OPS, a BB gun was the one that caused the damage. The estimated cost for that was $400, and OPS is currently investigating these reports.
A local food drive is reporting another big success. The 7th annual Helping Hands Across America Stuff the Bus 2014 food drive collected more than 15,000 pounds of food on November 5th. The Stuff the Bus drive was held on WIU's campus and at local grocery stores. Sodexo and Go West sponsored this year's event. Organizers tell us that they also collected more than $3,500. This is the 7th year of Stuff the Bus. And to date, the drive has collected more than 100,000 pounds of food, all of which is donated to food pantries in McDonough County. In support of the Two Little Children Foundation, there will be a scholastic fair held through November 14th in Horban Hall. The event will run from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The goal is to help benefit the children in Kenya, Africa. The fair is sponsored by the Student Council for Exceptional Students. And WIU School of Nursing has been recognized as one of the top 50 online nursing programs by collegechoice.net. WIU's nursing program was ranked 27th in the nation. The program offers a 4-year bachelor's degree. The nursing department has a 100% job placement rate after graduation. Students that have taken the National Council licensure exam have an average score of 90%.
3 WIU students have submitted an idea to better Western's campus and the surrounding communities. Josh Peters, Nick Rashke, and Blair Williams' presentation titled Save the Earth with Shirts started as just a group project for their entrepreneurship class, but quickly became much more. The class assignment required that the 3 entered their project into the Canvas My Campus contest hosted by the internet software company Prezi, and they are currently in 3rd place. To view and to vote for Josh, Nick, and Blair's presentation, go to prezi.com/campusmycampus, click on the blue Vote Now button, order the entries by most voted first, and then look for Save the Earth with Shirts presentation. The trio says that their success has been very eye-opening as well as unexpected. They are currently 1 vote shy of 2nd place and would greatly appreciate your support. And each week, News 3 brings you a closer look at an animal in need of a home. This week's Pet of the Week is Nash. Nash is a 6-year-old feline that is the ideal lazy cat. He is neutered, his front paws are declawed, and he doesn't mind being held. Nash is one of many animals waiting to be adopted at the McDonough County Animal Shelter located on the north end of town on Tower Road.
Coming up after the break, we get an inside look of how the county celebrates Veterans Day.
And Pizza Hut will be getting more than just a makeover. All that and more after the break.
That's me, Joe Decker, owner of San Diego-based Gut Check Fitness, Guinness Booker World Record holder, World's Fittest Man, and WIU graduate. There are a few things that have helped me get to the top of my industry. Growing up on a farm in the Midwest, serving in the U.S. military, and graduating from WIU. This is my story. What will your success story be?
That's me, Chris Lovingood, a senior broadcasting major at Western Illinois University. From networking in DC at a national conference to getting hands-on experience behind the news desk and in the field, The opportunities I have at WIU are preparing me for a successful media career. This is my story. What will your success story be?
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire, but you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile! Dang it.
To the invisible jet!
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Now from Macomb in high definition, you're watching Franny Smith, Drew Hoffman, weather with meteorology major Matt Kablusik, and sports with Jeff Marda. Live at 4 continues.
Ceremonies across the country are being held in honor of the country's nearly 20 million veterans.
CNN's Polo Sandoval has a story.
In nearly every corner of the country, Americans pause to say thank you. In an annual tradition, a wreath was placed at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. This solemn ceremony, a way to thank past generations of service members. Vice President Joe Biden speaking while President Obama continued a trip abroad.
You are not only the heart and soul, but you are the very spine of this nation.
A separate event in College Station, Texas, offering a candid conversation with a former commander-in-chief. President George W. Bush took to the stage talking about his father, also a veteran himself.
He cared deeply about the troops that served underneath him and their families, which is essential if you end up having to be the commander-in-chief.
Former leaders calling on all Americans to salute service and sacrifice.
As every in every age who has ever come up against you has learned, American warriors never bend, never break, and never, ever, ever yield.
And as the parades wind down and the speeches come to an end, the chance remains to thank a veteran not just today, but every day. Reporting in Washington, I'm Polo Sandoval.
4, 3, 2. President Obama found himself in some hot water, but it's not for what you may think. President Obama arrived at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum chewing gum. This was not taken well by some Chinese residents. According to reports, some people said that Obama's chewing gum made him look immature. The president also received heat for electing to take a state car to the forum instead of a local service like some other world leaders did.
A doctor in New York diagnosed with Ebola last month has been released from Bellevue Hospital. Here you can see Dr. Craig Spencer walking out of the hospital today after being declared free of the virus. He was greeted by a cheering crowd. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio was among those celebrating the doctor's release. The mayor hugged Spencer and called him a hero for his work helping patients in South Africa. Spencer had been in isolation since he was diagnosed with Ebola on October 23rd. He came into contact with the virus while working with Doctors Without Borders to treat Ebola patients in Guinea. McDonald's is recalling a potentially dangerous toy from Happy Meals all across the country. This Hello Kitty themed toy has been given out in Happy Meals all over the U.S. and Canada in the last few weeks. Now, McDonald's has to withdraw the toys due to 2 reports of children coughing up pieces of the attached whistle. The chain has recovered more than 2.5 million of the toys made. If your child has one of these toys, you can turn them in to your nearest McDonald's.
Downward trending sales from Pizza Hut over the past couple of years has sparked a complete overhaul of the brand. A new logo is just one of the many changes that people will see with the restaurant chain. The menu will have more than double its size, including 10 different styles of crust and 6 different types of sauces. Pizza Hut will also redo the appearance of their pizza boxes and employee uniforms. The restaurant will also offer a skinny slice to consumers. It will feature pizza slices of just 250 calories. Changes to the local area Pizza Huts are predicted to begin within the next few months. A dash of Christmas makes its way through Milwaukee. The National Christmas tree stopped in the city today on its way to Washington, D.C. The 88-foot white spruce is on its cross-country tour from Minnesota's Chippewa National Forest to the nation's capital. 600 students from different Milwaukee schools greeted the caravan during its visit to the Cathedral Square.
Fall came back to us with a vengeance after we got a taste of 70-degree weather just yesterday.
News 3's Matt Kablusik will tell us more on what we can expect in his full weather forecast after break.
Stories. They happen everywhere. At News 3, we go the distance and tell them firsthand. Across the region.
The tornado tore through a neighborhood in Washington, Illinois.
Across the state.
Here at the state capitol in Springfield for the gubernatorial race.
Across generations.
We have a lot of people that are very dedicated. We're all volunteers.
The stories that inform us, the stories that move us, the stories that matter from a fresh perspective.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Now, how do you make it happen? Think purple, think success, think Western Illinois University.
When the big stories strike, count on award winners to provide you intimate and in-depth coverage. On the air and online, local news, fresh perspective.
Thank you, dear. You're very supple. It's like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Welcome back to News 3. We're here in Macomb. We are dealing with about 32 degrees as our temperature with complete overcast skies with winds coming out of the northwest at about 21 miles per hour, which has pretty much been going on all day long. Some gusty winds we've been dealing with caused by just a little bit of a dip in the jet stream, but I'll get to that in a minute here. Across the board in our region, we're pretty much seeing temperatures right near the freezing point, right at 32 in Galesburg, Burlington, Macomb, Keokuk, with 34 in Peoria, Springfield, and 30 down in Quincy. And if we take a look at our surface map, we can see this is the cold front that is moving across the Midwest here that brought down our temperatures 25 degrees in contrast to yesterday, bringing along a little bit of precipitation in the form of rain along with it. And if we could take a look at our regional radar, as you can see, it's pretty much just conforming to that cold front that is coming across our area, just bringing in a little bit of precipitation, just not too much really accumulating. And as for our upper air map, this is really what's bringing in all the cold temperatures. As you can see, this is our jet stream, so this is about a mile upwards from the surface. We have this trough of Canadian Arctic air that really has brought down all these cold temperatures. And the wind speeds are what's shaded in here. So green are lighter wind speeds. And as you can see right here in Illinois, we have this little brown spot. And that's really what's bringing in these really gusty winds, because we have some convergence there causing higher gusts than what we're used to. And if we look at our national radar, as you can see, our just spotty rain here in the Midwest and off to the northwest, we see a little bit of a spotty snowfall. And that could have been us if we were looking at us. If we were looking at it earlier in the week, we could have possibly gotten this, but the system kind of shifted northwards and westwards. So that's going on in the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Iowa right now. As for tonight, we are going to be looking at a low of about 22 with winds coming out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour, bringing that wind chill all the way down to 10 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. As for tomorrow, not going to get much better. A high of about 31, pretty consistent to what we're dealing with today, mostly cloudy, winds coming out of the northwest at about 15 miles per hour. As for our 5-day, we're looking at pretty consistent temperatures across the board, 31 with windy conditions tomorrow, 31 also on Thursday. Friday, it goes up to 32, and we do have a very slight chance of snowfall. Not going to say much, but I'm going to say 30% on Saturday, 30 on Sunday, with lows in the teens pretty much across the board. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. Sports is up next, and Jeff will have the results from the state cross-country meet in Peoria. And Western Illinois football plays South Dakota Saturday. See what Trent Norvell did to earn a weekly honor.
And Western volleyball said goodbye to 4 seniors. That and more after the break.
My name is Patrick Magoon, and I have the privilege of serving as the President and Chief Executive Officer of Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago. I'm also a very proud alumni of Western Illinois University. It gave me the foundation I needed to build a very successful career. That's my story. What will your success story be?
When the big stories strike, count on award winners to provide you intimate and in-depth coverage. On the air and online, local news, fresh perspective.
Don't worry, the 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Hi, that's me, Sammy Marshall, a junior exercise science major at Western Illinois University, shortstop on the Leatherneck softball team, and Summit League Player of the Year. At Western, I take my GPA just as seriously as I take my batting average. My experiences with faculty, my coaching staff, and the community are helping shape my future in exercise science. This is my story. What will your success story be?
Welcome back to Live at 4. The IHSA State Cross Country Finals took place Saturday at Detweiler Park in Peoria, Illinois. Macomb's Ashley Plum was the lone bomber to compete in the state finals. Plum placed 36th out of 208 runners in the Class 1A state meet. This comes after she received an automatic bid after a fantastic performance in the sectional meet. The senior ran a 18:49 overall, which was about 13 seconds better than her personal best, which she did at sectionals. Although she didn't bring home any hardware over the weekend, she still made her school and community very proud. And Western Illinois football took on the University of South Dakota on Saturday. Both teams came into the contest as the last and second to last place teams in the Missouri Valley Conference. Western got off to the scoring early here. Trent Norvell going to sell the double play action and hits Larry Harris in the end zone for the first score of the game. It was the tight end Harris's second receiving touchdown of the season. Now Norvell going to continue that play action. Does it once again, sells it, and finds High C. Scott, who adjusts to the ball and escapes a falling defender. He runs it in easy for a 34-yard touchdown, puts Western up 14-0. Scott with the team-leading 5th touchdown of the season. And the Coyotes would respond. Kevin Earl rolls out, completes the 25-yard touchdown pass to fullback Drew Potter, part of a 16-point second quarter for USD. Now towards the end of the quarter, it's an extra point attempt from South Dakota that gets blocked by linebacker Kevin Kinsel. It's a scramble for the ball that ensues, and it's the senior, the captain Martinez Davis, recovering the ball and going to return it to the end zone. By rule, 2 more points for Western, just the 3rd time in program history that's happened. Now Norvell going to continue his dominance into the second half. Here he finds Joey Borsellino in the corner of the end zone. 12 yards and 7 more points for the Leathernecks. Norvell going to connect once again for touchdown number 5 on the day to his favorite target, Lance Lenore. A 17-yard touchdown would solidify the 44-29 win over the Coyotes. And Trent Norvell ended the night with 287 yards passing on 20 of 28 passes. He also threw for 5 TDs to give him a conference-leading 20 on the season. Trent Norvell earned his second Missouri Valley Offensive Player of the Week honor of the season yesterday. And Western Illinois men's soccer finished up their season on Saturday in Denver, Colorado, against the Pioneers with a regular season championship on the line for the Leathernecks. A late goal in the 104th minute gave the Denver Pioneers the victory. Denver outshot Western 26-5 in the contest. Fortunately for Western, they would get a share of the regular season Summit League championship. Western Illinois will return back to Denver this Thursday as the 3 seed in the Summit League tournament. The game Thursday will pit Western against number 2 seed Oral Roberts at 1 p.m. WIU lost its only contest to the Golden Eagles 2-0 at home back on November 1st. And the volleyball team took on South Dakota on Sunday in their last home game of the season, making it senior send-off day at Western Hall. There's one of the 4 seniors, Ann Miller, getting recognition before the game, walking with her parents to meet head coach April Hall at center court. Western unfortunately had to play the 17-10 South Dakota Coyotes. Tough matchup. Here South Dakota scrambles to get the ball over the net, and senior Samantha Fournier pounces on it to get a point early, one of 6 kills for Fournier on the day. The serve now by Audrey Reed confuses Western, who fails to set up the attack, and here's the kill from Brittany Jessen. Pounding it down, the Coyotes took the first 2 sets, and in Game 3, it's the senior Molly Murphy with the dig, Fournier with the set, and Ann Miller with the kill. Miller moves to a tie for second all-time on Western's kills list. The Coyotes would take the third set 25-15 for the third 3-set sweep. And lastly, Chicago White Sox first baseman Jose Abreu received the American League Rookie of the Year award yesterday. Abreu was the 5th White Sox player to receive the award. He ranked in the top 5 in the AL in batting average, home runs, and runs batted in, while ranking 1st in slugging percentage, all in his rookie season. So congratulations to Jose. We look forward to many more years of success on the South Side. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Jeff. Coming up, these 3 furry felines made their appearance at a Guatemala zoo.
We'll tell you what they are next.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
These tiger cubs made their debut at La Aurora Zoo in Guatemala City.
The trio was born last August, and this is the first time in 25 years that Bengal tigers were born in Guatemala.
That will do it for our Tuesday shelf. For Jeff Marta, I'm Drew Hoffman, but how about those tigers, buddy?
Tigers are so cute. You gotta love it. And when they're newborns, that's just the greatest.
Exciting. So cute. And for Matt Kablusik, I'm Franny Smith. We'll stay on top of your news overnight and bring you the latest updates on our Facebook page. Find us at News 3 WIU.
Have a good evening.